Welcome, coming at you live from Tokyo at the 492nd Wizolympics Games opening ceremony. I'm Beatrice Witherthorpe with Veritaserum News Network. Now, I have to clear the air here first. In 2016, the 502nd Wizolympics were held in Rio, and, well, it turns out the number is just wrong. There's really no delicate way to say it. Not that I'm making excuses for anyone involved in that error of naming, but you know, we wizards really don't learn much about arithmetic past the age of 10, and well, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, it might come in useful after all. But we definitely think it's right this time. Yes, we certainly hope so. The 492nd Wizolympics, it is, yes, it should be right. Anyways, my co-host Barnabella Cuff is joining me now. Barnabella, we're back again, and it really is my favorite time of the year. Every 4 years.
Yes, Beatrice, you know how excited I get about these games. It really is a shame we can't have these every year or every month, every day. Well, anyway, hello folks. I'm Barnabella Cuff of the Daily Prophet. Sure, my brother Barnabas is the editor-in-chief of the Prophet, but I get to be here today. So who is the most successful in the family?
You.
Yes. Anyway, Beatrice, enough with sibling rivalry. I could go on about that all day. So the other thing I could go on about, do you want to know what that is?
I think I can guess. The origins of the Wizolympics?
You know me too well. So, back a long time ago, it all started in 776 BC. Let me take you back. Imagine, if you will, the sun glistening off of the Mediterranean Sea. Smell the salty air. See the ancient buildings and the athletes flocking from all around. Picture yourself there in Olympia. You see it?
Yes.
Now, picture the Muggles mercilessly outperforming their magical brethren, and picture how disappointed those witches and wizards were. Of course, in our lives, disappointments will come. It's how we face them that matters. And 3 brave wizards rose to the occasion on that day so long ago. Alistair, Argiron, and Agamede, determined to prove their worth, ventured into the wilderness, wandless with the intent to prove that wizards can survive just as well without magic as their Muggle counterparts. When those 3 emerged, after a treacherous journey over mountains, through streams, facing trials we can't even imagine, well, it's like a pride you wouldn't believe felt throughout the magical community. Out of that pride, out of that triumph, the Wizolympics were born as a way to commemorate these brave men and all they did for wizard kind.
I never get tired of hearing that story. Such valor, such intense devotion, and the Wizolympics. What a touching tribute to them. What a legacy. And of course, to further commemorate the trek of Alistair, Ageron, and Agamede, Expedition Wandless continues to be one of the most thrilling competitions during the games. We'll check in on the competitors daily as they emulate the daunting task of those 3 great wizards by discarding their wands for a 15-day journey from Okinawa to Tokyo without magic.
Can't believe it. Still. And of course, the Daily Prophet and Veritaserum News Network have pooled all of our resources to bring you the best coverage of the games and of all the exciting events, including, but not limited to, hippogriff jumping, fencing, table tennis, and sand fortification.
Now, although witches and wizards no longer compete against muggles, our games are usually held to coincide with theirs. But this year, the Muggle Olympics were canceled due to this virus. The magical community decided to move forward with the Wizolympics. You see, even though witches and wizards are still susceptible to the coronavirus, the spread through the magical community has been slower, and the symptoms milder. Plus, we do have some very effective safety measures in place here, don't we, Bardabella?
That's right, Beatrice, we do. In fact, some of those procedures include probity probe screenings for illness at all entrances to the Kahaku Dome, a fever line drawn around the dome itself to prevent anyone with a high temperature from crossing in, and the strictest implementation of the bubblehead charm.
Absolutely. And we don't need it right here in the booth because we're isolated, but down in the stadium, they are definitely enforcing that rule. And in addition to that, contact sports have been canceled this year. I'm very sad to report.
So sad.
No body bind surfing will take place due to the inability to adapt the sport so that the surfer is not touching their human surfboard. It really is such a shame, but I'm sure the athletes in that sport will take this time to hone their skills and come back even better for the 2024 games.
It is so sad, and possibly even more just the horror of it. I can barely even speak of it, but the cancellation of Super Colossal Wizard Chess. It is so sad as such an integral part of these games, but it is absolutely necessary as so many of the participants are centurions. They're particularly vulnerable with several good years of chess playing still in them. We can't, it wouldn't be right to cut that short. There is one more bit of bad news before we get on with the most exciting day of the year. At the Rio Wizolympics, it was revealed that Doppo the Demiguise would be the mascot for the Tokyo Games. However, Demiguises. Don't worry, his handler is keeping an eye out, but if you do happen to see a rogue Demiguise, then please do report it to officials as soon as possible.
Yes, and now, Barnabella, I believe that's all the housekeeping. We're getting close to getting things kicked off here in the Dome for the opening ceremony, and just look at how gorgeous the Dome looks. It's been enchanted to reflect the beauty of our host country. Little islands, some mountains, koi ponds, and oh, look at that. Did you see that? The fish even jumping with excitement just like everyone else.
Oh, and here's even more reason to be excited. Here comes the Parade of Nations. Oh my goodness, isn't it spectacular?
Oh, and is that, yes, it is. It appears we have a stand-in mascot for Doppo, who is, shirking his duties. But Hayo the Hoo-Hoo is leading this thing off in style. Isn't it just magnificent? Now, a Hoo-Hoo is the Japanese firebird, and he's certainly rising from the ashes of an unfortunate situation, and the crowd here appreciates it. They're going wild.
And right behind Hayo, here come the students from the Japanese wizarding school, Mahotokoro. This is a real treat, The school is known for their impeccable Quidditch training. They are showing off these skills to the crowd here in Tokyo. A sight to behold. Oh, the older students, you see, they're swooping and diving on broomsticks. The younger ones riding on storm petrels. Those creatures take them to and from school each day. Magnificent.
Oh, truly amazing, and there's really no other way to describe it but so colorful. The students' robes range in color from light pink to gold, depending on how far along they are in their education and spell mastery. And now we're being treated to some truly beautiful floral fireworks, cherry blossoms shooting out of the students' brooms, and wow! They're making all sorts of shapes here, Bardabella. I see a star. Is that a dragon? Yes, I think that's a dragon. Wow, just truly remarkable.
Oh, that stunning display. Finishing off with an explosion of flowers shaping into the crossed wand symbol of the Wizolympics. Just glorious. Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now the Parade of Nations is starting with the athletes arriving by Port Key. Now, noticeably absent from this year's games is New Zealand. After basically eradicating the virus among muggles and magical folks, they opted to stay home, try and keep it that way, and understandable, but still disappointing to not see their wonderful athletes here.
Absolutely, Beatrice. And it is a relief that so many other countries have decided to participate in the games this year. There are some sending proxies in place of their athletes in the opening ceremonies to spare them the contact and keep them healthy so they can compete in those games. So first up, we have China. They've sent terracotta warriors in place of their athletes. My goodness. Beautiful. This is stunning.
What's this from Denmark? Now it looks like Greenland's Ivan Peterson, but you know, the Gallian medalist in fencing during last Wizolympics, but something's a little off, a little different.
It's Legos, Beatrice. He's made out of Legos.
Oh, and look, he's even clutching a little Lego as his porky too.
Oh, look, Canada. Canada is here, and looks like they're going with the lookalike route. Oh, this is exciting. Do you see this?
Yes, they just arrived by a maple syrup bottle porky, and Canada's athletes are wispy, ghost-like figures. Very, very interesting.
You can see right through them.
Wow. Ooh, in Austria, a bride in a giant Swarovski crystal ball, and no virus is getting through those folks. They sort of distort the athletes' features, so it's kind of hard to distinguish who's who, but worth it for the glitter for sure.
Oh, that pop you just heard, folks. That was a Statue of Liberty figurine landing in the arena with the Americans clinging to it. And now they are marching, joining the parade. Some are wearing some very patriotic face masks with the stars and stripes emblazoned across them, while others seem to be unmasked, unfazed, and waving their flags.
Yes. And the Germans have actually taken a whole other route to dealing with this. They've totally magicked away their mouths, and that's spooky, but I suppose it's one way to eliminate coughing and spittle.
I see the Haitian flag, but I don't see any athletes.
Oh, no, there's a hand.
Just a hand? Okay. I see. Okay, folks, they are wearing invisibility cloaks, just sticking their hands out to wave through the crowd. I thought someone had splished themselves. I think they're hoping maybe this will provide some kind of protection.
Yes, and here comes the home team. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a reason why the other athletes are giving them a wide berth. The Japanese athletes are also wearing cloaks, but these are a different sort entirely. They appear to be crackling with electricity around the edges, and that's certainly a deterrent for anyone thinking about coming within 6 feet. I wouldn't do it.
Neither me, Beatrice. Well, it looks like everyone is here, and the Wizolympics commissioner, Adelaide Berger, is getting ready to address the crowd. So let's all take a listen.
Good evening, and welcome to the 492nd Wizolympics. Due to a miscount and a recount, we're quite sure we've got right this time. Now, more than ever, it is my great joy and honour to be here with you all today. In times such as these, it is so important for us to come together as a global, magical community, to show strength in the face of adversity and use our creative thinking to adapt to difficult situations both on and off the playing fields. Our hearts go out to our Muggle friends who were unable to hold their games this year, and we wish them all the best for next year. As we discovered during the very first Olympics, Muggles and wizards have different strengths. We learn the value of challenging ourselves from that experience, and our particular abilities have allowed us to carry on this tradition here in Tokyo despite unfortunate circumstances. We look forward to a Wizolympics to remember.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Japanese Minister of Magic Keiko Ishiguro has the honor of handing over the ceremonial salamander to Burger. The two respectfully bow to each other. Burger places the salamander in the torch bowl with the fire crab, and the crab shoots the flames. The salamander ignites, and the crowd goes wild.
The 492nd Wizolympics are officially underway. What a thrilling start to what promises to be a spectacular event. And of course, the Daily Prophet and Veritaserum News Network will be providing detailed coverage of the games.
Yes, absolutely. Check in with us for all the latest. For now, signing off, I'm Beatrice Witherthorpe.
And I'm Barnabella Cuff.